That is not written in the Constitution, by the way. I do wish to point that out. And it is my, though this is no reflection on my other British predecessors, that my hope is that the next president of the association will not be from the British Isles, though there are many excellent candidates, because any of us who knows about church life knows if you do something more than twice, it becomes a tradition. If it's 3 times, it's set in stone. But Scotland is still part of the United Kingdom. Louis, tell us about your jumping on this bandwagon.
And will remain so.
No.
As I sit around the table here and look at my colleagues and look at George, George will join us at some stage when he will have no colour in his hair.
I get it cut out every month.
The journey started for me when I was appointed as the area organiser for Scottish Churches Industrial Mission for the north of Scotland, which take from Aberdeen right north to the Shetland Islands, which is practically in Scandinavia, and out to the Western Isles, which is the nearest place to America in the UK. I was appointed as the area organiser, and Aberdeen Airport fell under my responsibility. During my time there, I had 2 chaplains, and then I thought to myself, I must have a look at this airport chaplaincy myself and see what I can do. So I became the chaplain there and was there for a good number of years until 2015 when I retired from the chaplaincy. I found it very exciting and interesting. And during my time there we had 1 or 2 serious incidents, but we also had lots of fun. And I must thank my colleague Alistair Goss, who some of you may know, who took me to Dallas and introduced me to the IACAC. After a few years, like the rest of my colleagues, I was asked would I consider being the chaplain, the president, and put my mouth in gear, I suppose, and said yes. My vice president was Howie Ayton, and Howie and I thought we would look at the vision for the organisation, which I hope is still a prime mover to take this organisation forward. If you don't have vision and you don't look at the past, you look at the past, but you must have vision to take the organisation forward. And I always maintain that you try to leave an organisation in a better state than you received it.
That's a great place to conclude this part of our proceedings, because that beautifully begins to look forward. It's really good to look back. But now, Pierre, if you would take that. Some questions from the rest of the association about themes that have emerged from each of the past presidents' input. Questions either to one specific chaplain that we can then kind of start a conversation, or just questions to any or all of them.
Kennedy Bedford from Manchester. It's great to see the panel, but I think also, looking on the panel, we can see some omissions, and I just wondered if we're thinking about the future, we have some very able, talented, forward-thinking women who might very well form a means of future thinking for the presidency. And I wondered if we can consider this seriously. There, I don't know how many years is represented around the table now. But I do make a plea for that.
Yeah.
I also make a plea when we think about the future for there are 6 people of color here. I know because of cost of travel and so on, it might be difficult to get others, but let's think about these things seriously. If we think about these things in a very serious way, who knows what funds we might attract from different sources. And I just make that general comment for the board, especially when it comes to recommending. I think yesterday or the day before, various persons made reference to the fact that they'll have served their 2 terms by the time they reach Charlotte, or so please, can I make a plea for that kind of consideration?
Thank you, Kennedy. That's a very valid question. I think it's something that's never been precluded. We have wonderful women on the board at the moment, and we have had in the past. Dee Dee was a wonderful board member for many a year. So we have had people of colour. I'm a gay man, I wasn't excluded. We've always had an open policy of diversity and inclusion, and that's the way we will go forward.
There was once a president woman, this vice,
Yeah.
what was her name?
Two vice presidents.
She became president after Adrian died. She became president automatically.
Andrea Kresnik.
Once we had a president, woman, well, by chance, it was, she was the Hungarian
Andrea.
Andrea Kresnik.
Andrea, yeah, Kresnik. And she had become a vice president, I don't know in which conference, just because she was a woman. She didn't have any experience. It was the first time in the conference. I must say it was the first conference I walked out of these procedures because I couldn't stand that. And she was vice president, and Adrian died, and she became automatically a president, but never showed up.
And also, Tricia Horsfield from Brussels was vice president as well. So there have been 2 women vice presidents and an acting president who have been a woman within the Life of the Association. So there has been some input at that level.
Before going ahead, I want to direct our view a little bit back again. We didn't mention our founder, Xavier de Meus. He was a personality extraordinaire, and we have been very, very grateful to him, because the beginning was not so easy as it is now, and all the people were there with much money and so on. We had to find together our way, and he was always, in the beginning, it seemed to be stopped up, the whole thing, and to die again. So I think we should remember him in this circle also. Xavier de Meus, a grand personality, and is still alive, but he is not able to come anymore.
Thank you. John, did you want to say something?
All I wanted to say.
Was that okay? Thank you. Yes, so the association had a female president. What it took was the death of the sitting president. I would like to look forward to a female president, but not in the same circumstances. If it's all the same to you.
Thank you, President, Board, and delegates. Indeed, I am overwhelmed with lots of gratitude to the leadership that has brought us this far. Indeed, I compliment heavily John Devine, who was the president when I was invited into Holloway, England, the England conference, going back to 1985. I compliment Frankfurt Airport because a team member of the chaplain, who was not Walter, but his colleague, 1985, as I transited from Geneva to England, he kept my luggage and checked in the directory to tell me that in Kenya we have a Catholic volunteer who can help you gang up for chaplaincy back in 1985. Indeed, I want to observe that we feel sorry that South Africa lost brother Andrian, who was the president. Of course, it's sorry, but he joins the millions who have gone to rest with God. We hope to join him too. Again, with the gratitude and apology for brother president, who came from Zambia and had bypass, the challenge, medical challenge. I pray that that is is not heavily associated continentally, but because life and expiry is global and universal, and all of us will have to undergo it. But then also I want to observe that the presidents who have been in existence have given wonderful inputs. I would beg that they would advise the other part of global engagement, specifically Africa, so that we can learn from them what we can do so that everybody gets confidence that there is a possibility of future in the Caribbean, Africa, and all over the world. So one of the requests is that if from the presidents we would be, I would take the advice very seriously, one or two things that makes it difficult, so that when I meet my team in Nairobi or I talk to my colleague in Nigeria, I tell them, look, this is the threshold. Can we cooperate, get that? So please, presidents, don't leave without giving a word or two of advice on what makes it difficult for the Southern Hemisphere to embrace and grow. We need to grow. That's my plea to great presidents that have been in leadership, and of course to the delegates. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Past presidents, what makes it difficult, or a more positive question, what do we need to put in place to put on great conferences in other parts of the world that are not Europe and not the United States? Surgeries.
It's not only been in Europe and the United States, we have been in Africa, South Africa, for instance, and we have been in Australia.
And what did they take? What did those conferences take?
What did they take?
Yeah.
I don't understand what you mean.
What was required? What other work needed to be done to make them successful?
It was, they all have been successful. Why not? But why shouldn't they have been successful? They have been successful because they went one step ahead, one step behind the other, and that's why we are here.
Well, I would tell you why the conference in Rio de Janeiro never took place in 1985. That's because there wasn't what would you call a stable airport chaplaincy in Rio de Janeiro at that time. An enthusiastic individual represented there, but he really did not have the structures or the support to make something happen. And so it was therefore impossible. It was after that experience, which was the first time that I just felt it was vital that the IACAC board or president alike, when we are dealing especially with developing nations, have direct contact with them to provide some of the help and support so that it could happen, even though there would be enthusiasm on the part of some. Many times they do not have the structure to make something like this possible and support. So some help, some guidance, some input, and some support from the association is vital, I think, if you're going to have successful conferences in other parts of the world, especially in developing nations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the financial resources are one of the major reasons why there cannot be a conference. Not only the personnel on base or at the chaplaincy, but also the financial resources to make it possible for it to be in a place which is not very rich, but has a number of people. The airport is serviced, so I would think if the association heard from one of them to try to understand what the needs are, whether it be personnel, resources, or financial resources, and in some way to try to assist to make it possible. Yes.
there is also another aspect, the stability of the country or the continent. That's most important when you're bringing people from across the world to another country. There must be stability in that country so that we can enjoy ourselves.
Part of me wants to say so that rules Europe and the USA at the moment, but
Don't forget Brexit.
Antarctica, that's a lovely place. Any other questions? We're almost, it's almost time for tea, but anything else? We will be carrying on after coffee, so we can continue those questions. I think it is a key dilemma for the board, for potential host chaplains. How do we put on a conference in a place not where the association and airport chaplaincy is already strong, but how do we use conferences to develop chaplaincy where there is none, or it's under-resourced, or it's discouraged, and there are so many forms of discouragement around the world. And stating that we want to be, as we have done this week, strongly and once again, that we want to be a global association, not just an association that is dominated by one particular continent, one particular religious tradition, and also that can move beyond 50. There are wonderful things about being 50 years old. The bad thing about being 50 years old is that there will always be the opportunity to say we tried that and it didn't work. Which it's always difficult to find an answer to that, but by looking back and drawing on the wisdom of past presidents, we can say, well, yes, these issues have been addressed and have been worked through, and we now need to do it again in a different way that's appropriate for our age. We need to keep on trying, and most importantly of all, and here I just want to mention another name of somebody who isn't here, Father Gabriel from Lagos, who